Hey everybody, David Iseminger here from IronWeave, and today we're going to talk about applications on IronWeave. There are all sorts of applications that you could create using IronWeave as your underlying blockchain fabric platform, and it gains all sorts of benefits that blockchain can bring with a couple of very special and specific and novel capabilities that only IronWeave can provide. Today we're going to talk about just a handful of samples of applications that you could create on IronWeave. Um, and we're going to start with one of the most compelling reasons to build on IronWeave, and that is because all data is kept on chain. Since IronWeave blocks are created whenever there's an interaction, and each block is independently secured with its own set of encryption keys and private from anyone else other than its participants, every interaction in an app then is secured. Now, the app as a whole, each individual interaction. So this enables a bunch of really creative, a bunch of novel, and a bunch of compelling things, especially in a world that's completely and always online and under attack. So one example is messaging. A messaging app on IronWeave would have a number of benefits, but remember those messages are going to be on chain, and every single message is encrypted and accessible only to its participants. As they say, not your keys, not your tokens. In the world of data, not your keys, not your data. So in IronWeave, every interaction that you have, whether it's in an application or otherwise, only the participants can gain access to it. So that means those messages are yours and encrypted and only yours and the participants. The same would apply for file exchange and storage. You could share a file with somebody, you could exchange data with somebody in a file. It could be a contract, it could be a Word document. The size doesn't matter because in IronWeave, there is no set block size. So that's another way that it could be really compelling, and there are creative ways to apply that, including extremely secure file storage. And then payments is another example. Any payment infrastructure and system created on IronWeave inherits its privacy, security on a block level, on an atomic level. Every single block is encrypted with its own set of keys, so every payment would be encrypted and accessible only to its counterparties. And along those lines, and a logical follow-on to that would be an exchange. A compliant exchange on IronWeave wouldn't be subject to the Etherscan sorts of things where anybody can go and see the sort of exchanges that you're making and be able to run whatever you're doing on there, or or ferret out the patterns that you're using in your investments and your trading and uh, your value exchange. Um, there are others, of course, too. Any Web 2 application or integration can happen on IronWeave because you don't have to run a node to interact on IronWeave. Uh, IronWeave accessible is accessible from any modern API, or I'm sorry, any modern programming language using a set of APIs. So you could create web apps or port over web apps, or any sort of Web 2 application that deals with data, which is pretty much all of them. And the same applies for existing or other blockchain applications. So the creativity is up to you. It's a set of APIs that are private and secure inherently and scalable, and you can have custom data types, custom block types. So with IronWeave and apps, we're really trying to create um, the tools and a toolbox and an unlimited creative playground for developers to do all sorts of compelling things.